Yo, what's up, guys? So today I just wanted to talk about why it's so important to work in 12-week sprints. So a lot of people, when they talk about locking in, right, they talk about, we're going to do a 5-year lock-in, we're going to do a 10-year lock-in. Like right now, I'm actually locked in. I'm very, very focused, and I'm doing about 5 to 6 years of this, maybe 7, and then I probably take a little bit, take a little time off and stuff. But right now, I'm doing a strict 5-year lock-in. But here's the key to this, right? You have to do it in sprints. So some people starting off, they can do 2-week sprints, and then you can work your way up. But the golden spot is a 12-week sprint. So if you take off just 12 weeks and just sprint, keep your head down and just go after your goals, right? Just that's it. That's the only thing you're thinking about, nothing else. You're not even worried about a haircut. 12 weeks you're focused and you're doing what you have to do. You're going to emerge a different person, right? If you just even think about just focusing on a meal plan, a diet plan, a weight loss, whatever you want to do, build muscle. Just think about it. If you put in 12 weeks of just tracking every calorie, every macro, protein, every single thing you're tracking for 12 weeks, you're going to come out a different person. And after that, you can then maintain that more easily, and then you can accomplish another goal and accomplish another goal. So it's important to think about the 12-week sprint because it's manageable, right? After those 12 weeks, you can then take a little week off, coast for a little bit, relax, sit back and look at everything you've done and just look back, and you're in awe, you're in amazement, because you realize that you have accomplished so much. You've done so much in those 12 weeks, right? And that's the key to the 12-week sprint and locking in, is that you have to also make it manageable, because you can't burn out. If you burn out in a 12-week sprint, there was no difference from you doing the 12-week sprint to then doing then compared to somebody else who's doing a year lock-in, but they're taking weekends off and they're enjoying after work. Well, they're going to have the same accomplishments as somebody who did 5 months of extreme lock-in and didn't go out and didn't do this and didn't do that. Well, they're going to have the same results at the end, right? It's just like somebody who's making, let's say if they're making $5,000 a month, right? And to make the $5,000 a month, they have to work extremely hard, and they do it for 5 months. They make 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, right? So they're working overtime. They're doing all this stuff, making $5,000 a month, and then after 5 months, they make 25,000. Well, what was the difference compared to somebody else who's just working a regular 9 to 5, enjoying their time after work, hanging out with friends, and they make the 25,000 in 9 months, but they had way more free time, way more relaxation, but the other person was making the 5,000, was working overtime and breaking their neck. So you have to work in the sprints. Do the 3-month sprint, the 12-week sprint, take some time off, right? 1 week off, relax, see all the things that you've accomplished, and you'll look back in amazement, and then go back for another 12 weeks. But obviously, some people, 12 weeks is too much. Do 1 week. Do 1 week, chill for like a day, do another week, chill for a day, work your way up to 2 weeks, just like the Pomodoro timer. It's the exact same thing. You study for 25 minutes, you take 5 minutes off. You study for another 25 minutes, you take 5 minutes off. The Pomodoro timer, it accesses a certain part of your brain where the brain doesn't like long marathon sessions, right? It likes short sprints. A lot of people say if you engage your brain for a short amount of time, and you do deep work for like an hour, right? 30 minutes to an hour, your brain is going to get so much out of it. You're going to be actively engaging with whatever you're doing, whatever business you have, whatever materials, your brain will be actively engaging within those 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And then you take a 10-minute break, and then you come back refreshed. But if you do a 3-hour session, by the time the second hour comes, you're going to be making a lot of mistakes. You're going to be making a lot of errors, typos, a lot of mistakes in your business with the second hour, if you haven't worked your brain up to that level. If you're just starting off and I'm just going to do 5 hours, by the 4th hour, you have very little productivity, very little that you can get out of that. So work your way up slowly. Take your time. There's no rush. There's never a rush. You can't forget about that, right? If you if you want to take your time with anything, take your time, right? Like, you have to remember, right? Like, the 12-week sprint it's a marathon. It's never just a, it is a sprint in the beginning, the 12 weeks, but it's a marathon. You want to continue to do these 12 weeks for, do the 12 weeks for at least a year. A lot of people say your life will change in a year, and it's true. It's not the fact that you're going to make a lot of money, or you're going to, like, your financial situation will completely change. It's just the habits that you do are going to change within the year. Like, you're going to be able to have more discipline within yourself to go past the boredom, go past the hard times. And the hard times and the boredom, when you're able to conquer that with the lock-in, well, that's what some of the most successful people can do, and that's what they have. Those are the traits that they have. There's always traits that certain people have. Like, we can even go back to basketball, right? I always talk about Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. They have the fundamentals, like, or Steph Curry. He can shoot 3-point shots like no tomorrow. He can do it with his eyes closed because he has the fundamentals. He has those traits. Somebody who wants to score as much as Steph Curry, right? They want to go to the game and they want to score, 5 3-point shots and make 15 points or whatever. Some people can't do that because they didn't build the fundamentals. They didn't build the traits. You have to focus on the fundamental traits. Once you've shot about 100 to 200,000 3-point shots like Steph Curry has, or maybe even 500,000 3-point shots, in game situations, in practice, by himself. Once you've done that many shots, then and only then can you go to the game and say, now I'm going to score 10 3-point shots in a row, because I have the fundamentals and I have those traits. And you have to focus on those traits. That's how you get the results. You want to save $1 million. Well, you have to focus on the traits of saving 100, right? Once you save 100, or not even just 100, but once you save 20% of your paycheck and you're disciplined and you do that for 2 years, and now you can do that every paycheck, well, you'll save the $1 million. You'll have the $1 million saved. But if you think you're just going to come and just say, I'm going to save $1 million, it's going to be tough. You have to develop the traits, and the lock-in is what's going to change your life, to develop those traits. So, guys, do the 12-week sprint. Try a 12-week sprint. Start slow. Do 2 weeks. And then focus, right? Focus those times. And then take a day off and enjoy everything that you've built within those 2 weeks, right? Take 4 weeks off. You want to save for a new car? You want to go on a vacation? Save for 3 weeks. And then take your vacation. And then you'll be looking, you'll be like, I put in a lot of work those 3 weeks. Now I'm going on vacation with the money that I saved and that I earned. So this is what you have to do. Lock in, do the 12 weeks, do the 2 weeks, the 3 weeks. And yeah, it'll definitely make a difference in the end. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace.